All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about 6 very specific exercises that can actually build more muscle than a lot of the classic lifts you see in every single gym. And honestly, the science behind it might just change the way you train forever. I wanted to start with this quote because it cuts right to the chase. You know that idea that barbell squats, bench presses, and rows are the untouchable kings of building muscle? Well, today we're going to put that idea to the test. I mean, think about it for a second. Ancient warriors, guys like the Spartans, built these incredible functional bodies without ever touching a barbell. How'd they do it? They used movements that loaded the muscle in a smart way, through its full range, without just grinding their joints into dust. And that's the whole philosophy we're digging into here. So, let's talk about this barbell myth. Are these big, gold standard lifts really the best way to go? Or could they actually be the very thing that's holding you back? This is where it gets really interesting. Heavy back squats, they're literally stacking hundreds of pounds right on top of your spine, compressing it over and over. The bench press, it pins your shoulder blades down, forcing your shoulders through a really unnatural, kind of grindy motion. And barbell rows, well, they can put a crazy amount of stress right on your lower back. Just because a lift is hard doesn't mean it's smart. So if it's not all about piling on more and more weight, then what is the secret? Pay close attention here, because this next part is the key to this whole thing. This just lays it out perfectly, right? The old way is all about the load. How much can you lift? And that often leads to all that joint stress. The new way, it's all about creating muscular tension through a full, smart, joint-friendly range of motion. It's a total shift in focus. And here's the sciencey part, but it's super simple. Muscular tension is what actually tells your muscles to grow. But here's the kicker. It works best when that tension is applied while the muscle is in a stretched out or lengthened position. That is the magic trigger we're after. And look, this isn't just some theory. The science is solid on this. Studies are showing that training muscles in that deep, stretched position can lead to 50 to 100% more growth than training them in a shortened range. That's insane. The stretch under load is the real secret sauce. Okay. Let's put this into practice. We're going to start with building a strong, functional back without putting your spine in a risky spot. All it takes is mastering 2 key pulling movements. First up, the king, the pull-up. And let me tell you, this is so much more than a back exercise. Unlike a lat pull-down machine, which just locks you into one path, a pull-up makes your entire upper body, your lats, your biceps, your core, work together as a team. It's a whole different ballgame. And here's how to do it perfectly. You grip the bar, you pull your chest, not your chin, all the way up, pause for a beat, and then, this is the most important part, you lower yourself slowly. Count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That slow, controlled negative is where so much of the growth is triggered. Next, for our horizontal pull, we've got the inverted row. So many of us are guilty of doing endless pressing exercises and then wondering why our shoulders are rounded forward. This move right here is the antidote. It builds that thick, strong upper back, pulls your shoulders into place, and does it all with zero compression on your spine. Form is key, but it's simple. Keep your body like a straight, rigid plank. Pull your chest up to the bar. And at the very top, really focus on squeezing those shoulder blades together like you're trying to crack a nut between them. And you can do this anywhere, a bar, a sturdy table, whatever you've got. All right. Quick pop quiz before we move on. Can you guess which bodyweight exercise has actually been shown in studies to build more tricep muscle than the good old close grip bench press? Think about it. Okay, let's talk about pressing. Here's how you can build a killer chest, strong shoulders, and big triceps without that constant grinding shoulder pain that so many people get from the bench press. And the answer is dips. That's right, research shows they light up your triceps just as much, if not more, than the close grip bench. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't dips bad for your shoulders? And the answer is only if you do them wrong. There is one simple cue that makes all the difference. Keep your shoulder blades pulled down and back the entire time. So here's the playbook. Before you even move, lock those shoulder blades down and back. Then lean forward a bit to really hit the chest. Lower yourself down until your upper arms are about parallel to the floor. Pause for just a second and then drive back up. And our second press is the feet elevated push-up.
Putting your feet up does more than just make it harder. It shifts the emphasis to your upper chest and shoulders, and here's that magic phrase again, it allows you to get a much deeper stretch at the bottom. And we already know that the stretch under load is the secret to growth.
All right, time for legs. And this is where this entire philosophy becomes an absolute game changer. Let's look at how to build incredibly strong legs without putting any of that crushing load on your spine. You can pretty much forget about the heavy back squat. The Bulgarian split squat has been shown to work your quads and glutes just as well, sometimes even better, but with absolutely zero weight compressing your spine. Plus, by working one leg at a time, it immediately shows you where you're weak and forces you to fix it. And for the back of your legs, the single leg RDL is king. This is the move that builds your entire posterior chain. That's the engine for basically all athletic movement. It also does wonders for your balance and stability. And, you guessed it, no heavy load on your spine means your lower back stays happy and healthy. And here it is, the whole package, your new 6-move program. You've got 2 pulls, 2 presses, and 2 killer leg movements. This covers every major muscle group in a way that's balanced, safe on your joints, and incredibly effective. But listen, here's the #1 rule through all of this. You have to master the movement first. Perfect form is everything. Once you absolutely own the form, then you can start thinking about adding a little weight. It's that consistency over time that builds real, sustainable muscle. So, I'll just leave you with this one final question to chew on. After everything we've talked about today, take a hard look at your own training and ask yourself, are you just training to lift more weight? Or are you training with the specific goal of building more muscle? Because the answer to that question could change absolutely everything.